The Aegis 9 mining station hung like a scar on the edge of the nebula, metal against endless violet clouds. It wasn't glamorous work, but for Chief Mechanic Theo Ward, it was home. He liked machines more than people. Machines didn't lie, didn't gossip, didn't break your heart. They just needed care, and he was good at that. The day the alarms began, Theo was elbow-deep in an oxygen scrubber, cursing softly as sparks jumped from the housing. The maintenance drones buzzed nervously overhead, repeating the same line. Sector 7 quarantine in effect. Biological hazard detected. Theo frowned. Sector 7 was the reactor bay, the heart of the station. Biological hazard? That's impossible, he muttered. There's nothing alive in there. But when the engineers refused to check it out, fear flashing in their eyes, Theo went himself. He'd seen panic before. Usually it meant someone had misread a sensor. He grabbed his toolkit, muttered, "Probably another damn gas leak," and headed down the maintenance corridor. The lights flickered as he entered the restricted zone. The air was colder here, humming with static. The walls shimmered faintly, like light bending around invisible heat. The warning signs on the bulkhead pulsed red. Quarantine, do not enter. Life form detected. Theo sighed. Yeah, life form my ass? He keyed in his override code and stepped through. At first he saw nothing but coolant mist and the steady pulse of the reactor. Then something moved. Something alive. A shape, half hidden behind the plasma coils, struggling weakly. It wasn't human. A creature, metallic and organic all at once, lay tangled in ruptured cables. Its skin shimmered like mercury, its limbs thin and jointed like a spider's. One of its wings, if that's what it was, twitched weakly. Theo froze. What in hell? Then it made a sound, a soft, warbling cry, not a hiss or a growl, a plea. Against every regulation in the book, Theo moved closer. Easy there, he said softly. You're hurt. The creature flinched but didn't attack. Its eyes, round and bright, like polished glass, followed his every move. He scanned it with his wrist tool. Energy core's unstable, he murmured. You're bleeding power through your whatever those are. The ship's AI crackled through the comm. Chief Ward, leave the area immediately. Unknown organism is classified as Tier 5 hazard. Evac required? Theo ignored it. You hear that? He told the creature with a crooked grin. You're a hazard. Guess that makes two of us. The creature tilted its head, almost curiously. He got to work, pulling out a plasma cutter and sealing the ruptured conduits around it. Every second the alarms grew louder, the AI insisting, "Containment breach imminent." Theo kept working. "If I walk out of here, you're dead," he muttered. "And I don't leave broken things behind." Hours blurred into minutes. He patched its core lines, rerouted energy, and used half his spare parts to stabilize whatever passed for its circulatory system. When he finally stepped back, sweating, the creature's eyes pulsed faintly, then glowed bright blue. It rose shakily to its feet, cables falling away. The reactor stabilized. The hum of the station returned to normal. Theo blinked. "Well, you're welcome." The creature looked at him. Then, to his utter shock, it spoke. Not with sound, but directly into his mind. "Why?" Theo frowned. "Why what? Why save me?" He rubbed a hand over his stubbled chin. "Because you were dying. And I fix things that are broken. That's my job. I was the cause," the voice said slowly. "My crash damaged your core. You should have destroyed me." "Yeah, well," Theo said, tightening a bolt for good measure. "Not really my style." Before he could ask more, the air shimmered again. A portal, like a tear in space, opened near the reactor. Several figures emerged, sleek and radiant, their armor glowing with the same silver hue as the creature. One stepped forward, eyes blazing. "You, human, step away from the construct." Theo raised his wrench defensively. "Easy, I just fixed it." They paused. One of them looked at the revived being. "Unit 47? You are functional." "Thanks to this human," it replied. "He ignored your warnings. He mended what you would have discarded." The leader turned to Theo. "You risked contamination to aid one of ours. Do you understand what you've done?" Theo shrugged. "Yeah, I kept something alive." "You're welcome." There was silence, long, heavy, alien. Then the leader did something completely unexpected. He bowed. "Your kind repairs. Ours abandons. Perhaps we have forgotten something essential." Theo blinked. Thanks?" They stepped back, and the portal flared. "You have our gratitude, human mechanic. Should you ever call upon the kindred of light, the stars will answer." Theo opened his mouth to reply, but they, and the creature, were gone, leaving only a faint ripple in the air and the steady hum of a repaired reactor. The AI broke the silence. "Chief Ward, did you just negotiate a peace treaty?" He wiped the grease from his hands. "Nah," he said. "Just did a repair job." Later, when the Galactic Council sent ships to investigate, they found Aegis 9 fully operational, its systems running better than ever. The reports mentioned strange new energy signatures embedded in the core, self-sustaining, non-human in origin. Theo never talked about it. He just kept working, same as always. But sometimes, when the station lights dimmed and the reactor purred softly, he could swear he heard a voice, gentle and familiar, whisper through the circuits, "You fix what others break. That is what makes your kind strong." He'd smile, take a sip of his cold coffee, and mutter to no one in particular, "Guess even the universe needs a good mechanic sometimes."